Hello, everyone. Well, happy Mother's Day. Today, we are unboxing the Lian O11 Dynamic Evo RGB computer case, and we have some extra fans. If you have any comments, feel free to drop them down, and we'll be happy to answer them. I'm going to bring it back to my dad.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So like Drake said, welcome to Unbox with Drake and Jiles, and today we're looking at the Lian O11 Dynamic Evo RGB, as well as a bunch of fans. And so I bought this stuff actually a while back to upgrade my computer with a new case and a new set of fans to make it look nice. It was a good excuse to get some new toys in any event. And I've been a fan of Lian for a while. You know, they're one of the first companies to really come out with the cases that involve a lot of glass in the design, and this one is no different. There's actually a version of this case that I think has a glass top as well. That's even cooler from that point of view. But I wanted to try this model out. So this is the one we've got now. From the fan point of view, there's let me see. There's an LCD. Okay, this is LCD 140. So this actually has a LCD screen right in the middle. So you can program that up to display different things, you know, temperature, that kind of stuff, or just a static image. Maybe I'll put my smiling face on my computer. How crazy and silly would that be? But this is what we're going to look at today. And then down the line, I'm going to create a video where I show you how to upgrade an existing computer and move all of your equipment over into a case like this. And in my case, it's going to be this specific item. Now, if you have any questions or comments or thoughts, get those into the chat and we'll pull those up. Drake will go crazy and wave his arms at me, so I'll know to stop talking because I talk a lot during these things. And we'll get those answered for you as best we can. But to get started, we're going to go with this big guy right here and take a look. And I have a lot to say about the fans when we get there, because fans, RGB fans in particular, are the bane of computer builders, because there are like 800 million billion trillion cables you have to deal with, and it's not fun at all. All right, so let's take a look at the box first. Here on the front, you've got a side view of the case. Lian. Feel the difference. I've always wondered why they say feel the difference, because you don't ever actually use these to feel anything. It seems like it'd be more interesting to say like see the difference. And you're going to awaken your build with this case, which is fine. Here on the side, it shows the rear, right? And then on this side, it shows what it looks like with the side panel off. And then again, on this side, it shows the rear once again. So that's what we got going on. Now, this thing is like I think it's 38 pounds. Yeah, 38 pounds shipped. So, you know, it's pretty hefty for a computer case. This has definitely got some metal work in it. And let's get started. And let me center this. Maybe, Drake, you can see it with camera 3, what's going on here. And we'll get going. As Drake said, today is Mother's Day. And we have bought my wife, Drake's mother, concert tickets to see Pentatonics in September here in Colorado at Fiddler's Green. So we're a big fan of that band, and that was Mother's Day gift for her. So Drake, everything working out okay on your side over there?
Yep.
So can you pull yourself up?
All right.
So any takeaways on this so far?
I mean, I haven't seen it yet. So.
Just like a big box, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's get into it. So here we've got this, and we'll open that up here in a bit and look at everything. I'm not going to try and do it while we got this thing. I want to get rid of this huge box here, if we can, as soon as we can. Okay, I think I'm going to have to lay it down and pull it out. I think that's what it's asking for. So let's do this. And maybe you can be on number 2 for this one, Drake. All right, there we go. We're kind of coming out. Drake, I'm going to ask you to come help. So I need you to kind of pull this box that way, and I'm going to try and shimmy it this way. Okay, you pull. Or you need me to come pull and you shimmy?
There's just nothing really to grab onto.
Okay, come over here. I can easily hold up here on top. So you gotta get your hands in there somewhere. I put my hands in here. All right. There we go. Shimmy, shimmy. Keep going. It's about to let loose. Aha, let loose the Kraken. All right, thank you. Okay, this thing is a pretty monstrous piece of gear. That's a lot of protection there. Oh, okay, and of course, it's upside down. Let's, I guess that's fine, whatever. All right, and so this is actually a good point to look at the bottom, Drake. So if you can pop up to 3, you can see here that they've got the module with, what do we got here? 2 USB-A, a USB-C, and then audio, which points front, and then the cables run across the bottom and then it's into this hole into the case. And then also down here, we've got the filter for dust, and this is magnetic. And there's a bunch of magnets, ton of them here. So this worked out really well to be able to show this. And so it was completely my intention all the time to have this on the bottom. Totally. All right. So let's, how do we do this without scratching up the table too much? Let's do this. And I'll take this little piece of styrofoam. And so if you can put this on 1. Flip it that way. And then we'll come on over. Perfect. Top comes off. I'll slide this here. I should have brought the turntable out, Drake. You know, I didn't even think about it. So pull yourself up. So when I look at you to talk like this means we're going to have a conversation, and you pull yourself up too. So what do you think? It would have been kind of cool to put the turntable out here, huh? So I can spin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that maybe later. I don't think I'm going to do a full review on this one. I think I'm just going to do the build video, but I did want to show everybody the stuff in the unboxing. So let's go back to 1, and I'll give them the plastic remove. All right, there we go. All right. So, ooh, did you hear that?
Yep.
Man, what a pop. That was a lot of stack that came off that plastic. Ouch. Holy smokes. Thing's trying to kill me, literally. Lian Li, that could have stopped my heart. That would have been unacceptable by any stretch of the imagination. All right, so I'm going to come around, and we can stay on 1 here, and we'll look at stuff. So this is glass, obviously, right? And you got glass on 2 sides, all right? And we're coated in plastic here to protect them from scratches. And I'm not sure exactly how this comes apart, so we're just going to figure this out as I go along. I think you have to take the top off to get this plastic off. And maybe this pulls this way. There's a handle. Oh, look at that. Okay, that does go like that. And then sometimes there are screws across the top, and I am just going to look and see what I can see here. I don't see any screws holding this on. It says, please be careful not to pull the glass panel too far when removing it. I think they mean it'll crack down here. So, all right, that's about as limited as I can go. And then slide it up, and that comes off. Look at there. That's nice. And I'll put this over here, get it out of the way. And now we're into the case. I don't know. Okay, so the front comes off too, it looks like. Let's try. All right, there's obviously something holding that on, so I'm not going to mess with that right now. But it says, please be careful not to pull the glass too far. I think some people will actually take this glass panel off, and they do all kinds of stuff up here. They'll put in like a LCD screen and all kinds of craziness, right? Which is pretty cool. But it doesn't look like there should be anything else holding it, but I'm not gonna force it. Now, Drake, if you go up to 3 again, you can see here on the top, this is where your top fans will mount, and this entire bracket will come out. You can pull these 2 screws, and then this will slide and then come out. So if you want to mount stuff to this ahead of time and then mount this back in to make it a little bit easier rather than trying to hold it in here, you can totally do that. Now I'm going to put a radiator up here, and in the way, mine is already all hooked up to the system board. So I think I'm going to be fumbling around trying to hold this thing up here after I put the system board in, because I don't really want to remove the radiator from the CPU because it's already installed. But I think if you were doing a fresh install, you would attach everything on this panel first, and then set it through, and then click it and put the 2 screws in. It would make it really easy to deal with. Now over here, you have a lot of area. So let's go back into one, Jake. And there's a lot of area here for cabling. So you can mount your video card with a mount here in a vertical orientation. And Drake, that's Drake. So let's have a conversation. So let me come over here. We can stay where I can talk to you. Isn't your computer the video card? Don't we have it mounted vertically on the side? Yeah. So I did a build video for that a while back, and when you do that, what happens is down here you're going to have the connection into your system board for your video card, and so you have to have a cable that goes under, around the back, and then it comes out through the side here and plugs into that video card. And while it looks good, it is kind of a pain. All right, looks like we got a question.
Richard Zagosiki says, I hope you wished your wife a happy Mother's Day. Justin.
Oh, absolutely. Already, and my mother a happy Mother's Day. So not just my wife, but my mother as well. And to all the other mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Hopefully, if you're not watching right now, all your sons and husbands will say, hey, you got to come watch the best live stream in the world for things that I'm sure every mother is absolutely interested in. Right, Jake?
Yep.
So what do you think? How much, how interested do you think most mothers will be in the case unboxing live stream?
Maybe like a fourth. I don't know.
Hey, 25% of mothers. I think you are living in the world of dreams. I'm thinking like 1%, maybe. So depressing. Okay, so that's the front, and let me pop back around here and point out some more things. Again, on the bottom here, this is a removable tray as well for mounting fans, and then you have all of these little slots right here to get cables into if you need to run them behind. So RGB and that kind of stuff and power for the fans easily goes through this slot. System board will mount here, and I believe this is an ATX capable case, meaning that that's the typically the largest board that you see in desktop scenarios. So it'll fit that. Lots and lots and lots of space. Now this isn't what I call a full 2-chamber case. So if you look, there's only about that much space between this panel and the rear. Now this isn't the rear panel. It is yet another removable panel to mount stuff on. So you could actually do a set of fans here too. Or if you're going to do water cool, you could put like water cooling reservoir here and maybe another radiator here. So you might do a radiator and fans. There's a lot of different ways you can go with it, but there's a lot of space in here. But the second channel or chamber doesn't extend all the way back, so it's not true fully 2-chamber all the way across. But I do like this design because I never do water cooling, so I don't need a lot of space back here to hide stuff. And I like having the space here to put fans or other things that I want. Now, this is a second chamber on this side, and I'll flip this around a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's pop over to 2, Drake. Oh man, my microphone totally stuck to the case. Look at this. Look at that. Bam. Holy smokes, that's a lot of microphone right there. Let's put this back on. So we'll slide this way, and I'll try not to get so close. And how does the side panel come off back here? So maybe we need to take this off, another top panel. And maybe it does that. Okay, it's making sense. We'll put this back in here so I don't lose it. And does it pop or slide? It moves for sure. Not really sure how this one comes off. I can't see it on this side either. Maybe it slides backwards. I don't know. If anybody out there knows how this one comes off, let me know, because it's not obvious to me what I need to do. And there might be, oh, you know what? It looks like, okay, this thing is blocking it, so it can't slide that way. So it has to pop out like this. Yep, there we go. Life is good. So on the back, we have the PSU opening, as well as all of our cards. And most of the time nowadays, you're just going to see video cards in here. This is the back panel for the system board itself. And then these are trays for 3.5-inch hard drives, and that's what these are for. I never actually use 3.5-inch hard drives anymore for anything, so I always take this stuff out and kick it to the side. But if you do want to use 3.5-inch form factor drives for whatever reason, those are there for you. And now let's spin this around, and we'll come here. We'll stay on 2. All right, and now there are hinges here. And does that mean this will? Yes, look at that. So there's a whole door here, and we have 4 mounting points. So if you're going to use like a 2.5-inch drive, an SSD, or even a spinning one, if you have old ones around for whatever reason, I don't recommend that you use those. You can do that, and that's kind of a cool little feature. And there are magnets. Listen to that, man. This thing is schwanky. I mean, this has got everything going on. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening here. You can see here there are some plastic clips, and so this will allow us to I guess, take this panel off if we wanted to. That's, oh no, this way. Look at this. Yeah, like this. So this panel will come off this way. It'll spin around. Look at that. That's kind of cool. No screws needed. So if you do need to open this up for fans, you would take these out. And then click, click, and the bottom works the same way. A lot of flexibility there. Now, so this is the front. And on the front, you see a power button. But to the side, we've got a B, a C, an M up and down, and what I assume is a reset button. So we have additional controls here on the side. And that pretty much covers the case. Let's see if we can reassemble this, and we'll set it to the side and move on to the fans. If you have any questions about this, let me know. But so far, it's looking pretty sweet. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Looking at this panel, you can see the 3 posts that make it plug in. We're back down here, and then those are all in now. We should be able to. Now this piece is metal with plastic. All right, so it's metal outside, plastic on the inside. That'll go there, and I should be able to get in with this screw here. All right, and I'm going to put the rest of it together too, just because I can. Flip it around so you can see. We'll come back in with the glass. There are 2 hooks on the bottom. Yeah, you only get 5 degrees of motion here. There is not a lot of motion. If you pull this thing much farther, it starts hitting, and you're gonna cause problems. Just barely enough to get your finger underneath, and that's all you need to bring it out. That's the max. Put that in. Top goes on like this. Click it, and 2 thumb screws. That was kind of cockeyed. Yeah, that's not really tightening up at all. I don't think it's anything I've done. I think maybe that's just a manufacturing defect. This one tightens up good, but that one is, there's definitely something going on with this guy. He's not in there straight. Try again. Nope, he only wants to go in that way. All right, so that's all he's got. But seems like it holds well enough. Now we're going to move on to the accessory box. Oh, the magnet catches every time. Oh, it's going to mark up the case too. This thing is crazy. Oh. All right, let's just set that over there. Okay, now, Drake, if you can give me a camera 3, please. Let's take a look at this guy. See what we got in the accessory box. Usually a lot of fun goodies in here for us. Instructions. Lian Li Der Bauer. What do you think Der Bauer means, Drake?
I don't know.
I don't know if they can see that up there or not.
They can.
Yeah, Der Bauer. We have a cross arm for an unknown use case at this point. I assume the instructions would tell us what that does. Another that I have no idea what it's for off the top of my head. Literally a billion screws. Okay, figuratively. A bunch of screws. And then the graphics card anti-sag bracket. All right, and that will mount inside to keep your card from sagging. Right on. Usually video cards will actually come with an anti-sag bracket too, or a kickstand as I like to call it in those cases, but it's nice that this has it as well. All right, so that's the goodies that are included with this guy. And we'll put this back in, and then we're going to close this up, and we're going to move on to the fans, which, while smaller, I think might actually be the more interesting thing that we've got to look at today. And we got a whole bunch of them. So these come in 140 inch, 120 inch. So these are the 120s in a 3-pack. These are the 140s. These are larger. And I have bought 3 in the LCD 140 reverse blade. So in a standard fan, the air goes out the back. So the part of the fan that's open in the front where you can get to the blades, that's the intake. And then on the back, there's a frame. That's where the air goes out. That's in a standard fan orientation. So if you were to take and put a standard fan, face up in the bottom, that would mean that it would be sucking air out and through the bottom. A lot of times you don't want to do that. You want the air to come out through the front. So what you do is you buy something like this, a reverse blade fan. So it pulls air from the rear and then exhausts it out of the pretty front. That way you don't have to flip your fans around and show the ugly side. So if you mounted these in the bottom, this would be an air intake. Or if you mounted them in the side over here, that would be an intake as well. So these are reverse blades, these 3 LCDs. Now, also, I've got a non-reversed LCD version. So RGB, meaning that it's just going to have the Lian Li symbol here. But this one is the Unifan TL LCD 140. So 140 inch. The air goes out the back, but you get to do a cool LCD on the front. So the plan for this one, and man, I hope I bought these fans correctly. I think my intention for this one was to put in the back here, and I think this will take a 140 on the back with the LCD on it. So this guy was going to be here, and then I'm not really sure where I was going to put all 3 of these 140s. Maybe I was going to put 2 on the bottom, but then I also bought the TL 120s. These are reverse blades as well. So these are 120s. I think maybe these were going to go up the side and pull air in, then 2 140s on the bottom to pull air up, and then 1 140 in the rear to exhaust the air out. And then I would put the radiator from the CPU cooler in the top to exhaust air out. I suppose I could also put the radiator over here and exhaust air out that way. Put fans up here to pull air. No, because I don't have the, yeah, I'd have to use the 120s up here to pull air out, and then 140, 140, and 140. So the idea is that I want to suck in air here and exhaust it all out the rear, and then wherever I put the radiator for the CPU, that'll be out, and then the rear will be out. So it'd be air intake on the bottom for sure, and then either air intake here on the side or on the top, just depending on how it works out. So that's the use. Now, these fans are supposed to be cool because you're supposed to be able to put these together with magnetics, and you don't have to run cables between the fans. So I'm going to open up two of these reverse blade, and I'm going to see how those things click together, if at all, and see if it's actually correct or not, what I was thinking. I've never used fans of kind of this level of complexity before, so hopefully they're pretty straightforward, because this is new to me, but I'm excited for it. All right. When you first open it up, as you can see here on 3, you've got a cable. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pin cable with a clicky connector. We got 4 screws to attach the fan. Then the fan is in here. Take this guy out. Leave that. Set this to the side. Set this to the side. Don't cut myself. And now, take them out of the paper. All right. So what do we have here? So this is a reverse blade, meaning that the air will come up. And this is a, is this an LCD or a, yeah, this is LCD. All right, so as you can see here, they've got the LCD covered. This is actually video, right? So this is a little screen here, so you can make it show whatever you want to. So I think maybe I'll put these in the sides, right? And then put the GPU radiator on top, so because you're not really going to see that much anyway, but you will be able to see these, all right? And then this will click in. Where will it click in? All right, it looks like it will go right here on this thing. So it would go here and then click into place. All right, yeah, or maybe goes this way. Yeah, it fits like this, and then that would click into place. All right, so we're going to set this to the side, and I want to see if these actually will magnetically click together. So Drake, what do you think about the fans so far? Any thoughts? To me, it seems like they're going to be a game changer just for the ease of building. What do you think?
I mean, the fans look really nice.
Okay, nice.
Very clean and polished.
I like this mirror they have on the, I guess, the front and back. It's kind of cool.
It's also cool that you can display an image on it.
Yeah.
Can you put a video or just an image?
I think you can do video. I think you can. Or it might just be like GIF files that are animated, right? Some kind of short thing. But you might be able to hook this up and do like a full video stream. Be kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
We'll find out as we do the build video for it. All right, here we go. Now, all right, so there are tags to pull off the protective film. I don't want to pull that off right now. There are hooks here, and there are holes here. So if you look and see, this they should be able to go together. And I get, okay, it's not magnetic. It is like a slot and hook kind of scenario. So let's see what happens. So this looks like, so we've got the top and the top, right? And then that would be bottom and bottom. Everything's lined up. So we do this. They'll probably never come back apart after I do this. So this is probably a horrible idea for me to do right now. But there we go. All right. Look at that. And supposedly that will now allow all of the data transmission that is needed through these fans to come in on just one of the inputs, right? and it would be over here, I think. Yeah, so you'd plug that in, and this is it. That's all you need for your 3 fans, and then you come in here and you would mount these, you know, inside of your case, right? So it looks like I could get 3 140s on the side here if I wanted to, and hopefully I can get 3 140s up and down, or maybe even they go down here, and that would be pretty rocking. Yeah, that's easy. And then you just have this one guy that you plug in. The question is, what is this going to plug into? I don't know the answer to that. Will this plug into the system board? I doubt it. I think I need a special controller. And this one might actually come with a controller, or maybe that's just something that I still need to purchase. Okay, so this comes with a TL controller. And the question is this one TL controller going to be enough control for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fans? I don't know the answer to that. So that's going to be some research that I need to do to see if there is more control needed, or maybe this is, I don't know what kind of header that is. So I'm going to have to dig around. Let's see if it says on the box. 1.6 inch LCD screen, 400 by 400 resolution. Okay, here we go. Supports GIF, MP4, which is a video file, JPG, JPEG, and PNGs. Suitable as a PC case fan with airflow and noise optimization. Comes with Lian Li exclusive flow-through animations through L-Connect 3. I wonder if this is L-Connect 3. I don't know. Or maybe that's, oh, this is probably what that is, L-Connect 3. FDB bearing that provides stability. Enlarged infinity mirror, which we talked about. Features 2 light zones for increased lighting customizability. Unifan interlocking. Okay, so this is the Unifan interlocking system. So maybe this is the L3 Connect cable. LED lighting and fan speed controller shared with Unifan TL. All right. Complete software control with L3 or L-Connect 3. So it doesn't really say if you need their controller or not, or maybe that's what that means. You know, the L-Connect 3. But there definitely has to be some kind of control somewhere, because it doesn't really say what this header is. It just calls it the controller cable, and that's it. So I'll figure that out, and that'll be the next piece. But what I was really hoping to see is what we've seen here is how these fit together, and you only need to connect one. And there is a limitation on how many you can daisy chain. I'm only planning to do 3 at a time, so it should be okay. And I'm hoping that maybe when you chain 3 together, you only need to use one of the outputs, so to speak, on the controller box. So if I take and chain these 3 together, and then have one separate, that'll be 1, 2, 3 sets, and hopefully there are 3 outputs on the controller box that comes with this, and that'll be enough. But we'll figure that out over time as I do the build. So, all right. Thanks for joining and watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. I will share the video here of the install that I did on the vertical GPU on Drake's computer. And then later, I will change that out and put in the upgrade video for this one. So it'll be easy for you to watch those videos. So make sure you click on that and check those out. I think you'll like them. But make sure to hit the subscribe button first. That's going to be right down at the bottom. And make sure you're subscribed. So as new content like this comes out, you'll be able to check it out immediately. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great Mother's Day.